This week on the podcast, we discuss the DCEU. What went wrong? What have they got right?
What are we looking forward to?
Welcome to the Grizzled Geek. I'm Mike.
I'm Doug.
And this week we're again without Chris. He should be back with us next time. But it's okay. He's a DC hater, so we want to talk about that. We're talking DCEU, DC movies, Warner movies.
Yeah, specifically we're talking the movie universe. We're not really going to go too much into the TV universe, except for the fact that we think it's stupid that they don't combine the two.
Yes. Well, I want to talk about that, but
but yeah,
if we have time.
So I guess let's talk about what's come before. First off,
we're going to go back to Donner Superman.
No, we'll actually go before that to 2011. Green Lantern was supposed to start.
Oh, I said Donner Superman. It's 70s.
Oh, Donner Superman. No, I don't mean that far back. No, the DCEU was supposed to start with Green Lantern.
Was, yes.
Obviously, that movie did not do very well, critically or financially. So,
it was a stinker.
Yeah. Which was too bad because Green Lantern's one of my favorite DC characters. I like Ryan Reynolds. They just totally missed on the character.
Yes.
Not even going to go into the... Yeah, he was
more Kyle Rayner than Hal Jordan.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, the reason Hal Jordan is picked as a Green Lantern in the comics is he is fearless.
Yes.
Which is the big thing for being a Green Lantern.
Yes.
So the whole subplot of him being this, questioning himself and whatever, it fell flat.
The more fearless you are, the better Green Lantern you make.
Yeah.
So why Daredevil would make an awesome Green Lantern?
He would, yeah. And why, in various alternate reality, alternate universe, their version of What Ifs, I forget what, Elseworlds,
yeah.
Batman makes an awesome Green Lantern.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that whole element kind of fell flat. So, I think a lot of people, and it looked cheesy with the CGI costume.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the other CGI looked good. They did well with Sinestro. I think Sinestro looked good on that. The big brain bad guy was kind of stupid. But anyways, yeah. So we'll go too far.
Was that movie supposed to kick off the?
It was supposed to be the
universe?
Start of a shared universe.
Okay.
But obviously didn't do well, so they set that back to Superman Returns.
Or was it Man of Steel? Superman Returns was the...
Oh, yeah, Superman Returns is...
That's Homewrecker Superman.
Homewrecker Superman doesn't count.
Yeah.
So it's
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel
is actually now considered the start of the shared universe.
Right. And even though that movie had some issues, it wasn't that bad. It was the first one that actually kind of gave us a little bit of hope for the universe. I mean, other than all right, the action was fine in it. My only problem I won't go so far as to say his character assassination of the Superman, but he's definitely changed quite a bit. He went from being the Boy Scout, super good for the DC universe to kind of brooding.
Yeah, well, and it's that element, and they betrayed the background by having his dad say, "Yeah, maybe you should let those kids."
Maybe you should let those kids. Yeah, I'm like, man.
No, that's not how Pa Kent taught him.
That's like Uncle Ben saying, man, have fun with your superpowers.
Yeah, it's like, it's no big deal that you let me die because you didn't stop that criminal.
Yeah.
It's probably better that you don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So that was horrible. I know a lot of people have problems with him killing Zod at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that too much. I mean,
it has happened before in the comics and in the movies.
And he stopped him from saving. He saved those.
Yeah.
The people, so he had to.
And he was obviously conflicted about it.
Yeah,
he didn't just, I'm going to murder some dude.
Right. My biggest problem with that movie was he wasn't really Superman. He wasn't really a hero. He didn't save anybody. The whole city's coming down. Now, if you look at say what you want about Superman 2, right? They kind of chopped up Donner's movie there, but in that fight with Zod,
right?
He's he realizes he's saving people as they're fighting. he's stopping building debris from falling on him and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And that's when they see that that's his weakness, that he likes his people, and they start targeting
them. Yeah.
You know, none of that. He didn't have any. There wasn't ever a time where he's like, oh, let me just swoop down and try to save some people or whatever. You know, just. I mean, that's just not the character.
Doesn't try and get the fight out of the city or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, we'll just smash through buildings.
Yeah, we'll
it's
just
fine. So yeah, there was definitely some issues with that movie.
Right.
Then we move on to Batman versus Superman, which when it was announced, I was very skeptical about. I was like, wait, what? You're going to go straight into this? You're going to...
I was skeptical about Affleck being cast as Batman.
Yeah, we were definitely skeptical about that. Skeptical about Lex Luthor. Skeptical about having Doomsday in it, which they ruined right off the bat in the trailers. You're like, what are you doing?
It was like, remember that? It was like a roller coaster of the trailers, right? Because the first trailer came out and you're like, oh man, this actually looks pretty good. Yeah. And then the second one came out and you're like, this is total garbage and it shows Doomsday. And then like the third trailer came out and you're like, okay, well maybe I'll go see it. Yeah.
It's kind of like the movie itself.
Yes.
It is a roller coaster of crap interspersed with some greatness. Lex Luthor was horrible.
What was the biggest problem with the movie?
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor?
Oh yeah, hands down, that was not Lex Luthor. That was just I don't even know what it was supposed to be. It was not any kind of. I mean, it was like, oh, let's have Superman have his own Joker,
right?
Kind of thing. He was weird. He did not hit any of the notes for Lex Luthor. So that was, in my opinion, that was the worst part of the movie.
Yeah.
That was just, horrible.
I think one of my biggest problems with it, and I mean, I don't like Lex Luthor either in that movie, but I think my biggest problem with it is, one of my biggest problems was Batman just like wantonly killing people.
Oh, yeah.
Left and right. I mean, using guns.
Yeah, using guns. Straight up murdering people. There was no sign of any kind of restraint. And no explanation of why, Batman would be like that.
Right. And not even killing to save lives. Like, they're stealing away with something in a truck. They're robbing somebody, and he's, like, killing them in that car chase.
Yeah. Dragging along a car. Whoever was in that car was...
totally dead. Yeah. I mean, there was, he just wantonly killed people. Other than that, I forgave a little bit more when he was, like, trying to save Martha, just because... He's trying to save somebody's life,
Right, yeah.
He killed a few people there, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Knocked a grenade into a couple of guys, and, yeah, I mean, it was...
Broke that one dude's neck, throwing him face first into the floor.
Well, yeah, but, there was definitely some deaths going on there.
But when he was using guns, and when he was just, like, wantonly killing, like, robbers, basically. They were robbing LexCorp, and he's just, like, wantonly killing them. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
All right, so other than that, but what worked in that movie was...
Funny enough, Batman.
Yeah. I mean Affleck is Batman. We're like,
despite that, he hit all the notes. He was great as Bruce Wayne. I liked him as Batman.
Yes.
I really hope that we keep him around as Batman.
Yeah,
I know
hopefully.
There's been some issues with him and with the Batman movie and stuff like that, but man, I hope he stays around. I like the idea of an older, more experienced Batman kind of being the...
Ben, you need to bring us home, man. You need to keep it in there.
Yeah.
I mean, don't jump ship on us now.
Yeah. It was... I mean, he and Wonder Woman were the high points of that movie.
Wonder Woman and Batman.
It was not really a Superman movie. I know it was, Superman, Batman versus Superman or Superman versus Batman. I forget which order they come in on the title. That's how little I paid attention to it.
Well, they are going to have a Man of Steel sequel, so this wasn't a Superman movie. It was supposed to be originally. Okay. It was supposed to be originally a Superman sequel with Batman. And then they just pretty made it its own thing. Right?
Okay. All right.
But,
okay, that's acceptable. But yeah, I mean, there was just so much that it was... You almost got more Lois Lane than you got Superman.
Yeah.
You got more Lex Luthor than you got Superman. You definitely got more Batman than you got Superman. Right. I don't think you got more Wonder Woman, but pretty close to it.
But Superman. Yeah, and another thing, I didn't like all the Justice League shoehorned in scenes, right? Like the weird thing with the Flash time traveling. Yeah, was it a dream? Wasn't a dream?
That was weird.
The whole. I mean, it was cool seeing like the apocalypse, dream or whatever.
Yeah,
but
as a hint of what's coming. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely excited about that. So that hits on kind of this kind of sets up stuff, which
Yeah.
is stuff that I'm interested in much more than any of the conflict that happened in the actual movie itself.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the conflict with Lex Luthor. The fight with Doomsday was like, there's no stakes in this.
Right.
Yeah, I already know what's going to happen, and I don't care about this Superman at this point. He's not established himself as a character we care about at all because he's not Superman. He's just some brooding guy who has Superman's powers.
Why did he have to stab him, man? Why couldn't he just like hold him down when Batman stabbed him?
Yeah.
I'm like, with the kryptonite spear. I'm just saying.
Right. Or Wonder Woman, who's not immune, who's not
vulnerable.
affected by it. Here, stab him with this.
Yeah.
Drop your sword.
We all knew what was going to happen once Doomsday was in the picture. We're like, all right, well, they're going to kill off Superman. And it wasn't even that big. It wasn't even that big dramatic moment either because we know he's coming back, right? And we knew he was coming back before they even killed him off, right? And it wasn't a surprise. If anyone knows, if you're a Superman fan and you watch that movie, you know how Superman dies. You know they showed Doomsday, Superman's going to die, right? And you know he's going to come back because they've already announced Justice League and everything else. Right. So there was no drama in it. There was no emotional. I mean, like Quicksilver's death had more meaning to it than Superman's death. Right. And that was a big problem. But the thing about it it wasn't as bad as those things were. It didn't kill it for me. As far as the DCEU goes, right? It still got me excited about a shared universe, right? I think from the very beginning, I think we've all said that DC is trying to jump the gun. They want that Avengers. They want what Marvel has.
They want to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe without putting the years.
But they don't want to put the 15 years into building that cinematic universe. So
which is disappointing because the solo movies have been, well, I guess we've had a solo movie, well now 2 solo movies and 2 ensemble movies, and the 2 ensemble movies were the low points, and the 2 solo movies were the high points, which obviously, Man of Steel wasn't a super high point, but it was an okay movie. Right. Now, Wonder Woman, we'll get to more.
We're going to Suicide Squad
super
next.
High,
Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was, for me, my most anticipated film of the ones they put out. Yeah. I was, that first trailer.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be awesome.
The problem is, that trailer set a tone that the movie didn't have. Right. And so they mad scrambled to make it give it more of that tone, and it didn't work.
And it did not.
The movie suffered.
Well, and the very premise of the movie was just dumb. It was dumb.
Suffered from the same bad guy. The whole.
Yeah, they had a horrible bad guy, which has General Zod was a good bad guy. Mm-hmm. And Ares / World War I was a good bad guy. Yeah. But better, yeah. But Doomsday and Lex Luthor were not good bad guys. No. And the Enchantress was not a good bad guy. No. Her brother,
her unnamed brother, that didn't really matter. Or the Joker, which was not really. He was more of a.
He was a side story. He was a
shoehorned in because they had Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and I know some people are okay with it, and it's it's just a different take or something. But I hated that Joker. I'm not in any way interested in seeing that Joker ever again.
The gangster Joker.
Gangster Joker doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me, and I understand where they're trying to go with it, right? I mean, you can't after Heath Ledger's performance, right? Like there are different types of Jokers, right? Right. There's like a gangster Joker, right? There's the madman Joker. There's the clown Joker. All these different ones. And after Heath Ledger's performance, I mean, where are you going to go with that, right? You can't copy it because you're not going to be as good, right? You can't just go that same route that he went because you're not going to be able to, I mean, he was so good, you're not going to be able to pull that off. So they had to go in a different direction. And I don't think that Jared Leto was a bad choice for the Joker, right? I think he'd be fine for the Joker. I just don't like I think they went too over the top with the gangster Joker. Yeah. And if they pulled that back just a little bit, maybe a few less tattoos, a few less gold teeth, his performance as the Joker, I was fine with. I mean, his look was off, but I mean, he can bring the crazy.
He did. Well, that's the problem is I didn't really he didn't come across as Joker crazy to me. He came across as I have a super amount of power and everybody's afraid of me crazy. Which is a different kind of more in control crazy.
Yeah.
I never got the idea that he could do something just out of left field.
Right.
And just go, oh, wow.
It was all
that
pretty predictable
surprising.
crazy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so, I don't know. But anyways, yeah.
But that movie had some good, I mean, Harley Quinn and Deadshot was...
It had great characters. And even Boomerang. Captain Boomerang was good.
Jai Courtney's best role. I
Yeah.
can't stand Jai Courtney, but I'm like...
And I liked
good in
the
that.
guy, Flag. He was good. I liked his relationship with Deadshot.
Yeah.
So there were good elements. I even liked Diablo. His story was probably the best story in there.
Yeah.
So I liked that you had these antagonists as protagonists.
Yeah.
So that element was good. There was just no story to support the characters.
Right. And some of them got short-shifted. I mean, Killer Croc, he looked cool. Had 3 lines in it, and then one scene where he did something.
Yeah, where he carried a mine or a bomb to somehow take out the really nasty, badass bad guy that...
A bomb that's supposed to breach doors, but yet...
Yeah, but somehow
kills the god, even though the power of the sun didn't already.
Yeah.
He could survive fucking,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so
There were some issues with the movie.
it was just bad. It was just bad.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that was the biggest problem was we were sold a movie that
That wasn't delivered.
wasn't delivered, right?
And that pretty much killed all momentum for that universe.
Excuse me, it did. And it was probably not even the fault of the studio. I mean, they hired another company to put that trailer together, right?
Oh, okay.
Right? And that trailer, I mean, like I said, that is what sold everybody on that movie. Like, this movie is going to be awesome, right? Like, it's got these characters we like. It's this, we love the tone, right?
Yeah.
Set the Bohemian Rhapsody. You're like, okay, I'm going to see this movie. And then when it came out, you're like,
This is not what
this is
I was
not
looking
it.
for.
And there's extra, the parts you could tell they tried to shoehorn in the funny into it to lighten the mood. And I'm like, They should either let them make the movie you wanted to make, right, and then sell us that movie. Show us it's going to be a dark,
Right. Yeah.
or what I would want to see is the movie that they promised in the trailer.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was a misstep. I was excited for it. I thought it was a great idea. A movie about bad guys, right?
Right.
And it was great because you can continue on. You have different bad guys rotating in on the team. So every movie you could have obviously keep Deadshot and Harley Quinn in the big ones,
right?
And then rotate in some rogues galleries,
Right.
And I would have been exciting, but then it just fell flat. And then at that point, after the 1-2 punch of Batman versus Superman and Suicide Squad, then the rumors of the trouble started hitting.
Yeah.
Affleck wants out as Batman.
Yeah.
Justice League was troubled.
Yeah.
Well, you heard Wonder Woman was troubled.
Yeah, that was the interesting one. There was a lot of rumors coming up. Say back in March and April, that early reviews were mixed and that there was all kinds of problems with Wonder Woman. They were having to do reshoots and stuff like that.
Flash lost 3 directors.
Yeah. So
they canceled. They announced all these movies, then they kind of put them off on the back burner. Maybe.
Yeah. So so that was definitely one of those oh no, is everything going away?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I mean, we actually I did. I don't know if we both did, but in some of our previous podcasts, we advocated. You know what? You need to just hit reset and start over.
Start over because it's
because this has just become such a screwed up mess that take a step back and make some good solo movies.
Yep.
That lead to a good team.
Right.
But then Wonder Woman came out. So moving on to Wonder Woman, yeah.
Well, I mean, just the bright hope for...
Yeah, I mean, I think it is universally gotten positive reviews. I've not heard of a single... It doesn't mean that doesn't exist, but I have not heard of a single
If you want to hear us pick it apart, let's watch our podcast about the review.
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen articles titled "Why Wonder Woman is the Greatest Superhero Movie Yet," And I've, watched the reviews and the YouTube videos of people just like, it's a 10, this is the best movie ever,
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, I don't want to see another superhero movie that doesn't involve Wonder Woman and whatever.
It was good.
And those are all hyperbole.
Yes, very much so.
It is a great superhero movie. I would say it's easily in the top 10 of the superhero movies that have come out since the first X-Men movie. So starting it with X-Men and going on from there, it's in the top 10, I would say.
Okay.
It is not a top 5. No.
It would be if the last...
If the last 15 minutes or 20 minutes or so were different,
Yeah, third
it
act.
could be. But the ending kind of dropped it out of contention of one of the best superhero movies. And,
That's still high praise, though. You're putting it in there with, like, Spider-Man 2 and Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it's still, some of the best of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Captain America movies, the Avengers, things like that. I mean, it holds up to those. I wouldn't put it above any of those, but it holds up to them.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It falls in the top 10 of any, superhero movies that have come out in the last 20 years. It's in the top 10.
Right. It is what renewed hope in the DCEU.
Yeah.
Right? It's the reason why we're going to go watch the other ones, why we're actually looking forward to Justice League.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I mean, so far we've had with Man of Steel, it's all right, to we don't like Batman vs. Superman, to what the hell happened with, Suicide Squad, to, oh my God, Wonder Woman is amazing.
Yeah.
So, that brought us back, right? But moving forward, what do we have coming out here? Justice League's at the end of the year.
Justice League is at the end of the year.
This is the one that could still derail the train.
Maybe. I'm still worried about it because it was primarily shot before Wonder Woman. So it's going to have the same tone as the ones before it, which is a little darker, a little more angsty, a little less hope, and heroicness in it.
Right.
But it's also going through a lot of reshoots that could change the tone a little bit. I hope they don't pull a Suicide Squad where it's discordant, where it's like the most, you can tell the story of the movie is this dark tone. And there's these
these light spots they throw in there.
That just are, don't fit. You can have light spots in a dark movie. That's fine. But they don't fit with the rest of the movie.
Just picture this. Picture Batman versus Superman with like a scene of Josh Whedon conversation thrown in the middle of it. It's totally out of,
Yeah.
It'll bring you out of the movie. But like I said, Wonder Woman's given us enough hope that we're looking forward to this. If we look at the cast, right, I like Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks good. It's a good take for Aquaman.
Yeah, it is. It's good. Flash, I'm a little torn with Flash. I mean, I like the Flash looks fine.
But we like the TV version.
We really like the TV version.
Yeah,
and
so we're disappointed it's not that version.
Right. And
so hopefully that'll color our view a little bit, but hopefully not too much.
Right.
They've changed up his costume to not be that whatever that goofy helmet was he was wearing.
In Batman vs. Superman. Yeah.
It looks stupid. The moments he gets in the trailer, they look good.
Yeah.
They come off very Spider-Man-ish.
Right. But
where he's, he's
the comic relief.
And he is in the comics and in the animated series as well. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It works fine. But yeah, he's the lighthearted kind of thing, which is good. You kind of have to have that.
Yeah.
And hopefully that was built into the story ahead of time.
Right.
And works well on that front. Now it's going to be interesting to see how that works with a largely dark team otherwise, because normally he plays off that with Green Lantern. Right. And the two of them are...
No, the one casting that I'm not down with, and not the casting so much, but the inclusion of Cyborg in Justice League, as opposed to like Green Lantern or Martian Manhunter or somebody like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's in the New 52 version, and this is largely inspired by New 52.
He needs to be in Titans, right? They're doing a live action Titans movie, right?
Yeah.
Without Cyborg in that, again,
It'll
and that's
change the dynamic of that team too.
Yeah, that's TV, so they could put a Cyborg in there, but again, the more you get into these,
Having multiple versions of
everybody, it's kind of a pain. But I mean, that's where he belongs. He doesn't belong. I mean, in Justice League, he just doesn't fit to me, right? Not as well as like a Green Lantern,
right,
or Martian Manhunter, or
there's going to be as much CGI for a Martian Manhunter or a Green Lantern or somebody like that as there would be for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what the decision making. I think it was just because the majority of the younger audience they'll be going for is going to recognize the New 52 JLA,
right.
I guess.
Right.
Although this podcast really isn't specifically about DC in general and more about the DCEU. Mm-hmm. But one place that DC does great is their animated movies. The animated movies are often awesome. There's very little in the animated realm.
There's a few misses, but for the most part, they're all pretty solid.
And so everybody's going to recognize the people who are in that. And, Martian Manhunter's in that, and Green Lantern's in that. And I don't know if they're just gun shy with Green Lantern at this point.
Yeah, I mean...
Because, if you were looking for the diversity aspect, John Stewart Green Lantern would have been fine.
Yeah.
Or Martian Manhunter. John Jones, his alter ego, is a black man too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know
Cyborg's
what the reason.
Out of place, but
and maybe it's just because they needed a connection to Darkseid. Yeah. With him merging with the Mother Box,
right?
Maybe there was a story reason.
Or they're trying to bring in some of the younger, like the Teen Titans fans.
Yeah, maybe
who will recognize him.
I don't know what the.
That's
reason
for my daughter.
was.
My daughter recognizes Wonder Woman. She knows Superman and Batman, obviously. Wonder Woman and Cyborg. She's like, is that Cyborg from Teen Titans?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden she's interested. So I mean, that's probably why they're where they're going.
Very, very well could be. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but then after that, after Justice League, which is out, we got Aquaman. Is the only sure thing we got going here. I know they're filming that right now. So we've got Aquaman coming out. Now, an Aquaman solo movie, we'll see how he does in Justice League. From the trailers, he looks like he's going to be one of the highlights of Justice League. Based on that, I mean, before I was like, I really want an Aquaman movie, but I'll go see it if he's good and if he's as good as he promises to be in the trailers.
Right. Yeah.
For Justice League, then I'll go see an Aquaman movie.
Right.
But after that, we got Flash is still.
There's Flash is in limbo. Batman's being rewritten, and still looking for a director. Or I don't remember.
No, Matt Reeves.
Okay, so we've got a director settled for it.
Yeah.
I think it's being rewritten to fit his vision.
Yeah, he's rewriting it. So.
And we've not heard. There was a Shazam movie on the plate, but we've not heard anything about that for a while.
We're going to see Black Adam before we see Shazam.
Yeah, now they're teasing that Black Adam might be in another Superman, the Superman bad guy in the next movie, whenever another Superman, I guess, Man of Steel sequel comes out.
And now they're talking Wonder Woman sequel because it's the only one that got such high praise. So obviously they're going to want to go with what works.
Right.
We don't know what, Matt Reeves is doing a Batman movie. That's what they're doing. After that, Cyborg movie, you don't even hear anything about anymore. They announced it back when it was all, they're going to do this. And now it's like not even around. Yeah. We have no idea if we're getting Shazam. We have no idea if we're getting any kind of Green Lantern. We have no idea if we're getting, what's up with the Flash. I mean, they're going to do a Flash movie. They've signed the actor. They've put him in enough stuff that he's,
Right.
They're hoping Justice League kind of builds that momentum for him. But the bottom line is, as great as Wonder Woman is, and as much as she did for the DCEU is in limbo right now, right? Mm-hmm. And the future of it is murky. We don't have no idea what's going to happen with the future of it. I mean, because there's nothing solid yet. The problem is that Warner Brothers is being reactionary, right? Yeah. They're not methodical. They're not planned out. Mm-hmm. They try a little bit, but then once there's a little hiccup in the plan, they go in and adjust and make adjustments, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine, but you adjust, you have enough time for those adjustments, right? You don't go back in and adjust a movie that's coming out the same year, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, we got a movie coming out in 4 months. Let's do some reshoots real quick.
yeah. I mean,
Literally the reshoots for Justice League are going up to
end of August.
and the movie's coming out in November. So you have 3 months to turn those reshoots into the final product.
Right, and edit the whole movie.
And edit the whole movie.
and-
Well, theoretically, the editing's probably going on the whole time.
Right.
And maybe placeholders.
But
or
finish whatever CGI. needs to be-
finish it all to. Yeah,
know.
so that's, oh, man. I mean,
That is crazy.
yeah.
And
And like we said, Wonder Woman, bright light in this universe
right.
that hopefully can bring things back.
I'm no longer calling for a redo, right? For the whole thing. I'm thinking this is like the cast I've got. Wonder Woman is giving me enough, in this new
Right.
hope. The movie was about hope. It gave me enough hope for the DCEU going forward.
Right.
But I think they need to stop being reactionary and start planning and figuring out what they want, right?
Yeah. And hopefully Jeff Johns is being given enough leeway to make those decisions, because realistically Wonder Woman is the only movie that has been out in the DCEU that he's had full
Yeah.
control over,
Right.
as far as he was there the whole time, and hopefully there was some sort of overarching vision for things
Yeah.
that wasn't necessarily there before.
They need to trust in him to be their Feige.
Yeah, they
this.
do. Yeah, for this to happen, you need to have one person with their hands on the reins and not 20 people above him going, nope,
Yeah.
you need to do this.
You need to
Nope, toy sales for this person weren't high enough, so get them out of there and reshoot these scenes and
And
replace
stop
them
giving
with that
complete creative control to directors just because you want a name on board.
Right. Yeah,
There's plenty of big name directors in Marvel, and those old directors came to them, right? I mean, they're like, want to work on that project. Right?
Yeah. And that's the thing. If you
Yeah.
take your time and make a universe that is hitting all of the notes, then people want to be attached to it.
Right.
So hopefully, Wonder Woman got the ball rolling. Hopefully they can pull, Justice League together so it's a coherent whole that plays well,
Yeah.
and then go from there.
Right.
So
Wonder Woman's brought enough goodwill. I'm looking forward to Aquaman. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to Josh Whedon's Batgirl. I'm looking forward to The Flash if it happens. Justice League will be the big telling moment, right?
Right.
And if it's not horrible, right? Even if it's just an okay movie, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much the end of the dark Zack Snyder, universe. I think going forward, I know Aquaman seems they have a lot more humor in it, and they're going to take the template of Wonder Woman and go forward with that, which would be
Right.
great. I mean, no shade for Zack Snyder. I like his movies, right? I just think
Right.
it was a wrong tone he brought to this world.
Right. When you bring both Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder together to come up with a
Yeah.
kind of the theme for a universe, it's gonna be on the darker side, darker, grittier, more
They're both
realistic.
great filmmakers, but they're
And
probably not the
DC
right ones for this.
Yeah,
project.
DC is not a realistic comic universe.
No.
It's not designed that way. Like Marvel is very much grounded in reality,
Yes.
whereas DC is
about-
much more mythic.
yeah. Gods and monsters.
Yeah.
It's
Right, yeah. Even somebody like Batman, who, is a normal human, but he can overcome essentially gods.
yeah.
So, even he's not realistic in that sense. So they need to stop trying for that.
Yeah.
And like Wonder Woman did, they embraced that. Now, we made the argument in our podcast, if you want to, see our review of the movie, we made the argument they went a little too far in that third act in the end of the movie
Yeah.
with that godlike power. But you kind of have to embrace that. You've got Superman, you've got Wonder Woman, you've got
Yeah.
Flash, who, in the comics, he runs the speed of light. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
You can't really-
They're not bound by a gritty, realistic world.
Yeah.
So you got to have to just embrace that and look at the mythic themes that they go for.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the DC universe and how they're trying to translate it. They're trying to make it real world, and it's not real world. It's
But they're
not,
following the Marvel template too closely, right?
Yeah, well,
and you can't
except for in reverse.
yeah, exactly. But not taking the time to build it up.
Yeah.
But like I said, Wonder Woman movie about hope. It's given us hope. It's actually given not more than hope. It's given them a roadmap to success, and let's just hope DC follows it.
Yeah.
They have potential here, right? I like the people they got cast.
Yep.
They've got some big
They
talent.
really need to hang on to those. Gal Gadot,
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, those two, they're the shining stars in this
Yeah.
universe. Let Superman be Superman, not
Yes.
this brooding figure in the background who's all angsty and stuff.
Right. And let Jeff Johns do his job.
Yeah.
He's guided the comics. Let him guide the.
Yeah, he's one of the best comic book writers out there right now.
Yes.
Dude, he knows his stuff. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Have a little
Warner
faith.
Brothers will
You
get
know what
off
I mean?
his back.
Don't be afraid. Have a little faith in your characters and your concepts, and then follow the roadmap of Wonder Woman, and just improve on that. Just go. That is what we want to see. It's clearly what everybody wants to see. You
Yeah.
look at the box office. You look at the Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
Clearly, that is the direction we want DC to go. And we've got plenty of fans. There's plenty of us out there that want this to succeed.
Yeah.
Right? The whole Marvel versus DC, it's better for both companies to have, a strong DC is good for Marvel, strong Marvel is good for DC. Right?
Yeah.
They complement each other, and we all benefit from good superhero movies. So that's our take on it. We hope, we've seen what we've come before. It's been a shaky road, but we finally got to a point where now we actually can see light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Let's just hope they go for it.
But yeah, and one caution, we say use Wonder Woman as a template for success or a roadmap for success, but don't copy Wonder Woman.
No.
Be true to whatever the character is,
Yeah.
which is what they did
Which is
with
what they
Wonder
did with
Woman.
her, right.
They were true to the character and made her, they embraced what she is, who she is in the comics. So as long as they do that with the characters, these are some of the, Batman's my second favorite comic book character of all time.
Yeah.
The Justice League is by far my favorite team. I'm a big X-Men fan. I like the Avengers. I never collected Avengers.
Yeah.
X-Men were my Marvel team, and Justice League was my DC team.
Yeah.
But the Avengers now are obviously awesome.
Yeah.
The X-Men have kind of gone downhill. They started off pretty awesome, but they've suffered a little.
Right.
But DC, the JLA has the potential to
So
be
much potential here.
a super awesome team because it is the big guys, the heavy hitters. It's not the B string characters, the B team, like the Avengers was, the rotating B team pretty much for a long time.
Right.
Now it's the A team, and the Justice League started as the A team, so go with that.
Let's go with it. So. Have a guiding hand. Once you have a strong guiding hand like Jeff Johns or Kevin Feige, then you can trust in your directors to let them go because you have someone there.
Yeah, you guiding. Go. Hey, these are the things you need to hit. These are the things you need to avoid. Go.
Do it.
And
it's worked for Marvel, and if they want to copy that success, they need to look at the formula a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, but there's hope. We're excited for the DCEU. It seems like you listen to us. It seems like we're shitting on the whole DCEU, but we're not. We're just passionate fans that want to see these characters.
We're reacting to what has come out before, and
yes.
it so far has been not anything to be excited about, and that's disappointing. Right. So that's where that. There's always going to be the comparison, Marvel versus DC.
Yeah.
I'm not much like the Star Wars versus Star Trek. You don't have to be versus. They're both cool.
Yeah.
I want them both around.
Right.
I don't want one to eliminate the other and go,
right.
Star Wars reigns supreme or Marvel reigns supreme.
Right.
Or whatever. I don't want that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what do you guys think? What's been your favorite DC movie? What are you most looking forward to? What changes do you think they need to have?
Right. What are your expectations for Justice League?
Yeah, there's a big one.
So, and what characters have they not announced that you want to see? Is everybody excited about a Shazam movie like I am? But
no, not at all. I've never cared about Shazam as a character. He's interesting, but I don't care about a 12-year-old boy who becomes more powerful than Superman.
Not even in Kingdom Come?
He was actually
Yeah,
was cool in Kingdom Come because of the foil he was,
Yeah.
and because of the fact that he was under, spoilers, he was under Lex's control.
Yeah.
But that was what made him useful, because at that point he was a tool, not a character. So
I like Shazam, so on you, Doug.
well, here's the thing: is I love Black Adam.
Black
Adam's is an awesome character, so I am looking
And
forward.
with the Rock playing him, that's gonna
with
be
the Rock playing him, it's disappointing because he's going to be a bad guy.
Yeah,
and
but
he plays best in the role of a betweener.
Yeah.
Where he's like kind of
The
like
anti-hero,
kind of like Deathstroke, where it's like he's sometimes a bad guy, sometimes he's a good guy, but you always have to fear him.
Yeah.
And he's but whatever.
Well,
We'll see.
that's it for this week. We'll be back with our review of Spider-Man Homecoming
Yeah.
next time. So super excited about that. So be sure to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Thank you.